fact of the matter is we want our lawyers to understand that we are one enterprise. And so when we talk about one firm, we have people working together, not people with cross purposes, people who have a common mission, and that directly ties into the benefit for our clients. Because our clients don't just simply have local problems, they have local problems everywhere. And we're in a position then to offer them services that make the firm a firm of first choice. And that's the key. So when you transport or pollinate work between offices, you have to be very sure or confident that the people in those offices will view that client the same way you view that client. And that's critical to a one-firm culture.
We want our clients to get the best service possible because, let's face it, there are a lot of talented lawyers at large law firms. So you have to differentiate yourself. Our clients can pick any law firm in the world that they want to go to. It's not because we're cheap. It's not because we're just available. Okay, so we're neither either cheap or available. There's something else that requires our clients to go to you. And that's the service we provide them. And that's a service in the quality of the representation, the cost of the representation, how effective we are in advancing their interests. So the proof really is our growth. We wouldn't have been able to grow in all over the world had we not had a client base that was willing to grow with us. If I was going to define the one thing a great lawyer has, it's imagination. Because if you have an imagination and can match the imagination then with your legal skills, then you're more than competent. Then what you're really doing is serving a client's interest way beyond. I've had the benefit. I've been given the opportunity to do that. That's what we want our lawyers to do, and hopefully we inculcate in the firm the opportunity to do that. When I started at Jones Day, we used to call the lawyer responsible for a client the responsible billing lawyer, okay? And I said, no, wait a minute, that's wrong, all right? What does that convey? That conveys that it's somebody who's there to get the bill out. Now it's called client service lawyer. So everyone who has responsibility for a client is known as a CSL or client service lawyer. And that helps the mechanism. That helps right there by definition. It says, what's your role? We have to have lawyers who take an interest in our clients. I always like going to the plants. I represent, for example, General Motors. So I would like going to GM auto plants, all right, to see how a car actually is assembled. I represented a lot of the large newspapers. I'd go to the newspapers and see how a newspaper is actually printed, okay? Go in and see how the printers, the mailers, the pressmen all do their jobs. All of that is because you take an interest in the client. Before I ever go and meet with a client, I go look up what's recently happening with that client. So I know enough about the client to show that I'm interested in the client and not just our billings. And one of the things, if I leave any imprint at all in my job, the years I've held it, is to make sure that our lawyers understand that there's real value in relationships and institutionalizing relationships. We work very hard not just to be there for one matter for a client. We're trying to show that client that we have a long-standing interest in making sure that that is a client for us for many, many years. We take great pride that we have clients for many, many years. And I know things are transitory, companies come and go and so on, that's true. But the fact of the matter is we want to be there to be of service, not just today, but 10 years from now. And that's the opportunity for us. We haven't changed our way. I mean, we've grown. We've always been one firm. We weren't different profit centers. We weren't different individuals who had our own little fiefdoms. We were always firm clients, firm lawyers, interested in the client's interests regardless of where we practice. Because we were built that way. Hold on.
Awesome.
Because we got bells ringing, that's why. We're on the side of the angels. We're on the side of the angels, that's why.